What's good, y'all? We got Antoine Massie captured, sent to notorious slave plantation prison in Louisiana. Shouts out to end of sentence. We on the road to 100K, okay? If you ain't hit that like button, subscribe button, and turned on all notifications, slap the dog shit about yourself, because that's the first thing you should have did when you clicked on this video. Let's see what it's hitting for.
A 6-week manhunt, 4 escapes from custody, and a first-class flight to prison. Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EO.
They overnight shipped that nigga, boy.
It's 1090
Next day
Jake,
shipped that
nigga. Y'all rocking with me, and for this video, we're
They
gonna be speaking on the
They was
capture
tired of that
of
nigga right there, boy.
Antoine Massie, one of Louisiana's most wanted men. May 16th, 2025. 10 inmates escaped a rotting jail in New Orleans, immediately gaining national attention. An intricate plan would begin with a maintenance worker at the Orleans Justice Center cutting off the water to the cell. The inmates would force the center, cutting off the water to the cell.
Yeah, see, bro, I told y'all whenever I first reacted to that, bro, y'all know I was a plumber for a year, bro. I told y'all, bro, it wasn't no water or nothing hooked up to that shit. That nigga right there, this nigga, he cut the water off to it in the sewer line, and they cut the plumbing off to it, bro.
Worker at the Orleans Justice Center.
I knew it was an inside job, bro.
Intricate plan would begin with a maintenance worker at the Orleans Justice Center cutting off the water to the cell. The inmates would force open a faulty cell door after midnight, rip the toilet from the wall, escaping through the small hole left behind, but not before writing a note for the jail staff on the way out. One of the biggest jailbreaks in Louisiana history, committed by one of the deadliest groups. Back in April, 19-year-old Corey Boyd was with 2 friends who were pulling on car door handles, attempting to find one unlocked so they could rob it. 38-year-old
was born in 2005.
Fees and his girlfriend observed them from their porch. The suspects were approaching his car, so Fees went and confronted them. The veteran would be shot, stood over, and shot again in the head before being run over by the escape vehicle. 19-year-old Corey Boyd is accused of being the driver. 27-year-old Derek Groves was arrested for attempted murder back in 2014, but would beat the case. 4 years later, Derek would spin again. It was 2018, Mardi Gras, and a group of people were gathered in front of a house in the lower 9th Ward when 2 men ran up with AK-47 style rifles and opened fire. Jamar Robinson was shot in the arm and chest, while Byron Jackson was hit in the head. Both men died, while 3 others who were shot luckily survived. One of the surviving victims would later testify against him for shooting him 6 times. Derek would be found guilty of 2 murders and 2 attempted murders, while also pleading guilty to 2 additional murders. But a juror error would result in
that
his
nigga
trial.
was for sure trying to get up out of there, boy.
Derek Groves has been connected to 4 violent killings, and he is the only remaining man out of 10 that's still on the run.
Oh damn!
But the most famous
I thought the light skinned Antoine nigga. I thought it was level.
Group is none other than 32-year-old Antoine Massie.
Hold
But
on.
the most famous of the group is none other than 32-year-old Antoine Massie. He escaped a juvenile facility, a neighboring adult jail, and twice cut off his ankle monitor before doing the race.
Oh yeah, that nigga's
Aside
vulnerable.
from
He a
having
flight risk.
chest pieces tattooed on his face, Antoine would receive the most attention after he started to post to social media while on the run.
I'm one of the ones that was
Nigga out here TKing it up.
the GC.
But then it's like, bro, you do this and then you record what house that was, my nigga. Like, yeah, it's just the inside, bro. But now, like, you don't think they're gonna find out whose house he was at, bro? Now you got them catching a charge, bro. I imagine you wouldn't be at your mama's.
Let out the GC.
What is he saying though?
Post to social media while on the run.
I'm one of the ones that was let out the GC.
Nigga said let out.
What I want to talk about today is as far as why I was in Orleans Parish Jail. I was in custody for almost 8 months. All right, 6 months, something like that. So I'm asking for help from the world, from Meat Mills, Lil Wayne, Young Boy.
What for what? What are they gonna help you for?
I'm asking for these people.
Nigga said Donald Trump.
Young Boy, Donald Trump. I'm asking.
We're cooked. We're cooked, bro. This nigga said Donald Trump, bro.
For these people, I couldn't even.
Donald Trump pardoned Lil Wayne and Kodak Black, and everybody fucking flipped the script on his ass and became a Trump supporter. That's crazy, bro. Now look what's going on. I mean, black people don't really care about the Asian or the immigrant shit, but shit crazy.
A lawyer, I couldn't even afford a lawyer to prove my innocence.
These posts would lead to a tip and a home being raided by SWAT, where officers were able to recover some of the clothing Antoine could be seen wearing in the video. Now, Antoine was asking for help from rappers and even the president, but his list of charges would make anyone say fuck him.
I was in there for theft of a motor vehicle and domestic abuse involving strangulation. That's what I was in Orleans Parish for. Today, what I want to talk about is that I was on second-degree kidnapping, second-degree rape, domestic abuse battery involving strangulation, domestic abuse battery, violation of protective order, right?
Yeah, bro, ain't nobody fucking with you, nigga. The fuck?
With domestic abuse charges in one county, he was being held in New Orleans
Nigga got
on another
raped,
case of
nigga?
domestic abuse as well as car theft. But Antoine also had warrants out for second-degree rape, kidnapping, domestic violence, and violating a protective order. It would seem Antoine has a history of crimes against women, which would categorize him in jail as a no-good piece of shit. Another tip would reach New Orleans police, and 4.5 hours later, Antoine was taken into custody in Holly Grove, the very neighborhood Lil Wayne grew up in. Officers would take pictures with the captured suspect before rebooking him into the same jail he escaped, but they weren't taking any chances. Immediately after being rebooked, Antoine was placed in a helicopter and received a first-class flight to the Louisiana State Penitentiary.
So what did he do to even get in there? Did they say that?
Angola, also known as the Alcatraz of the South, is a maximum security prison run like a slave plantation that's home to over 6,000 inmates. With 9 of the 10 escapees in custody, 13 additional people would be arrested for their assistance in the escape. The maintenance worker who cut off the water to the cell was arrested on suspicion, but he claimed inmates told him the cell was clogged, and if he didn't cut the water, he'd be stabbed. Others helped by either cash-apping money, transporting them around the city, and giving them a place to stay. By far the deadliest amongst the 10 is Derrick Groves, and he is still on the run. Facing an eternity in prison, it's hard to imagine he's still in Louisiana, as he faces the most severe punishment. But he's also the most dangerous. And
that's
if
that
he's
nigga
got
with all
his
them
hands
bodies.
on a weapon, surrendering peacefully might not be an option he's willing to accept. We'll just have to wait and see how the manhunt plays out. Now this was wild to see this, mainly due to the fact that people started doing parlays on who's going to be the last inmate on the run. We can expect with today's technology that everybody gets caught, and very rarely there are some people that just disappeared. And it would seem like, the first thing everyone assumes, oh, he's gonna go to Mexico, The border has so much heat right now, I don't know if that's the smartest thing you can do. You might be better off just going to the swamps or going to the woods.
Nigga, take your ass to goddamn... Nigga said the swamps or the woods. Nigga, get the fuck out of here, nigga. You stay in Louisiana, you definitely cook, nigga. Nigga, your ass need to go to goddamn Washington, nigga. Goddamn Alaska, Canada. North Dakota. How about that? Idaho. Montana. The smallest town in Wyoming. Yeah, I don't know. They might think you're suspicious out there though, bro. I don't know. What's good, Uno? What's good with it?
And just living off the land, but you have to know how to do so. And everyone that got captured pretty much got captured in New Orleans. Nobody really left the city. You know what I mean? So it's like Antoine Massie was doing videos in the city, and then as soon as he dropped it, boom, they raid that house because they know exactly where he's at. Because people are telling on him. They're like, yeah, we know where he is. He's over there. We don't want him free. He's over here beating females up and this and that. Nah, get him. And then the other one, oh, he's killing everybody. Yeah, get him too. Like, the city doesn't want these people on the run. You know, so it's really,
man, them niggas hit a drill on a strategic, that was a strategic drill, bro. Them niggas, two niggas walked down on a house party, Mardi Gras, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You know, shooting into the crowd ain't necessarily the most gangster in the world, but you know, it was strategic. It ain't like they just went out here and did this to anybody.
Social media, you'll see people excited, right? Because everybody likes to act like they're against the system, and oh, the inmates escaped, and you know, let them go, you know, run. And it's kind of like when you think of the escape from Alcatraz. You had inmates who made floaties out of whatever material they could find in the prison, escaped, and nobody knows if they made it or not because they had to go through shark-infested waters. But it's the thought that makes everyone excited. They made movies, video games, all about that. And you know, it's kind of the same thing until common sense and maturity kicks in and you realize, well, wait, no, these people are pieces of shit. A 19-year-old who was trying to break into a car was with a group who ended up gunning down a veteran, running him over, and while they ran him over, they hit the girlfriend with the car too, and she bounced.
I was 19. That's where it happens, bro. All this street shit, all this gangster shit comes from whenever you're young, bro. And doing the most dumbest shit. For no reason either. I was out here doing dumb shit, bro. I'm just thankful to have wiggled safely and pray to stay safe.
Off the hood. Yeah, that's unacceptable. A veteran who fought for this country got stood over and shot in the head because he was trying to keep
out alive,
3 teens from breaking into his vehicle. That's no bueno. Then, you know, you got another guy who runs up during Mardi Gras and opens fire on a crowd of people, hits 5 of them. You know, he's doing this with an AK or a Draco or whatever he had, an AK-styled rifle, 7.62s flying through the air. He opens up on a crowd of people, hits 5 of them. 2 of them die. He'd been connected to another 2 murders, and then he had an attempted murder from back in 2014. Yeah, he doesn't need to be out here. He seems to have an issue with not controlling himself, and he has a habit of killing people. We're good on that. We don't need that out here. You know, people want to enjoy Mardi Gras, not get shot at with rifle bullets. And then you have Antoine Massie, who even his own aunt made a video speaking on him.
Y'all making my nephew out to be a monster. He is not a monster. Is Antoine a problem child? Of course. Anybody who know us know that. Has Antoine been a problem since they fucking won? Yes. But how did he get that way? Y'all know how he got that way. From watching his father get executed in front of him, but he's not the only one that it done affected. It affected his sister. It affected his mama. It affected all of his siblings.
What do you mean executed? Like on death row or some shit? Why would y'all take the kids to see that? What do you mean executed?
Do you understand what I'm saying? It affected all of them. But this is his story with it. His sister right now is locked up and incarcerated from allegedly helping.
So you're not trying to get, you don't want him to get caught. You want to keep him on the run.
Him negligently helping him. She ain't been right since she seen the murder of her father. This not his fault, y'all, and I'm not taking no sides. And I'm not trying to make excuses for him. But this not for him, y'all. Because trust me, he's scared right now. He's scared. He want to go home. Because he the type of nigga, he will make decisions and think afterwards. Because he not all there. Am I saying he don't know right from wrong? Yes, he know right from wrong. He grown. But the system raised him. He been in jail 14 years of his life. Come home, domestic violence, he back in there. All he wanted to do is see his mama who just come home. All he wanted to do is see his baby graduate. But we know that's not the way of going by doing what it hit.
Nigga, quit making dumbass decisions, nigga. It's that simple.
His mind it is. It's his mind.
Nigga got a rape charge.
He can't do 14 more years. And the crazy part about it is he was the one with the lesser charges.
So while there can be excitement from a jailbreak, the thing is this: I don't know what the punishment
Why
is.
that can do that?
Louisiana. In Florida, if you escape, I'm pretty sure it's like a 5 years mandatory that you get hit with. You know, so unless you got mad time, it's not worth it. Some of the guys that were in Louisiana were facing gun charges, robbery charges, whatever. You had a couple of them that could get off with a 3, 4, 5 year sentence. So if you're just gonna get another 5 years slapped on top of that,
Yeah, dumb.
you might as well not even run, because it was only 6 weeks Antoine got away. The other ones were getting caught immediately. It's not worth it. Stupid choice. And you know, as much as they want to blame the inmates, they need to blame whoever is in charge of that jail. Because you can't have a rotting facility where cells don't open correctly, it can be ripped open, you know. The jails
What
that
are they supposed to do? Take taxpayer money and just buy and build a whole new prison, bro? No. Because you gotta think stuff like government buildings, bro. Prisons, jails, libraries, schools. They lose money. They don't make money. You know what I'm saying? They lose money. They don't make money, bro.
are the least taken care of with the worst conditions tend to have open.
So they're not gonna buy
the jails that are the least taken care of with the worst conditions tend to have the most violence, the most access to weapons. Because if you can rip toilets off the walls, you can turn that bitch into a goddamn whatever the fuck, you know?
Yeah.
You might even be able to build a gun out of all that
My
metal.
partner was locked up in Louisiana. He just got shipped to Mississippi though. He in the feds though. You know. Nigga was telling me nigga getting stabbed up, poked up, all type of shit, boy. Riots.
But what I'm saying is this. That was one of the biggest wake-ups to New Orleans, and it made them look terrible. And now they have to hunt everybody down, and they have to go crazy with the punishments to set an example for their failures. But what they also need to do is invest money into that facility, because you can't keep your city safe if you can't keep it contained. But as far as Derrick Groves, there's been no word as to where he's at. I don't know. He could be anywhere. We'll just have to wait and see how this case plays out. But drop y'all's thoughts and comments in the comments
What if
section.
the nigga never
It's
gets
1090
caught?
Jake. I'm rocking with y'all, or y'all rocking with me.
What if the
Until
nigga
next
never
time.
gets caught, bro? That'd be some crazy shit, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think though, man. 2 put a name. If you made it to the end of this video and you bored, check out this video to the left, or check out my music to the right. Just drop some new shit all platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, all that good shit. We on the road to 100K, okay? So need everybody hit that like button, subscribe button, turn on all notifications so you never miss a video. I'm live on Twitch right now as I'm recording this video, so make sure y'all go follow me on Twitch, man. Hey, I'm gone.